Hello everybody and welcome back to Dragonwing Diamonds. I am here today with a WIP in chat. WIP stands for Work in Progress, and chat, well, I'm just gonna talk to you about my week. Let's see. Oh, well, I gotta get situated in my chair here. I need a better chair for up here. I'm just using like one of these old school metal fold-up chairs. It's not working for me. Okay, so what I have in front of me, we are working on Moms Are the Real Superhero from Diamond Art Club. This was part of my mystery pack that I got, and like that was their clearance set of 4 mystery pack that they did. And I was very happy with the ones that I got. If you want to see an unboxing for that, I definitely have one. I can post the link below I'll do my best to remember. If I don't, yell at me, tell me to do it. But yeah, this is from Diamond Art Club, and of course it's one of the DC ones, which, okay, guys, are we all excited about the Marvel stuff coming out? Like, I'm not a huge Marvel fan, but I have a friend who is like totally into Loki, especially. Hopefully she's not watching this video because I do plan on getting that, and well, let's just say it's gonna be her birthday present, so that'll be exciting. Anyways, I digress. So what you got in front of us, we have a cover binder from DP with Sparklers. I did confirm that it is from DP with Sparklers. I have my blue dragon pen, along with the placers in here are both Everlast from Diamond Art Club placers. And then we have our JH Envision large tray. And then for wax, what we are using is coffee cake. I figured it fit not well with the washi tape. So yeah, after getting, I didn't go back in there, right? After getting my first set of wax, the two flavors I got, I ended up getting more, like, yeah. So I got kiwi, strawberry, vanilla cupcake, and coffee cake. This one, I think this is my favorite of the 3 personally, because the kiwi strawberry smells so good. Hopefully this is all in view. I can't see. Or not view, but in, you know, not blurry. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. But yeah, the vanilla cupcake, I almost started with this one, but then I was like, wait a minute. I have the coffee washi tape. I gotta go with the coffee cake putty. Just makes sense. And then to the washi tape, this is simply gilded washi tape. Only reason it's not sticking so well is because this painting is not wanting to rest. I think I need to pull all of it off and just resettle it and re-roll it and everything like that, but it's all good. Okay, so as you can see, we are picking up where we left off last week. I did not work on this painting at all in between WIP and chats, so I have kept to that promise. Come on, out. Oh yeah, and these containers are the Diamond Art Club containers. Actually, I'll just do this because I'm not going to have room in here. I'm going to use at least some of these. Okay, let's get this going. Hope you guys had a great week. I definitely did so far. I know I told you guys that my daughter's first birthday party was, oh, I just realized I'm starting on ABs and I just put fresh putty in. Okay. Yeah, my daughter's first birthday party was on Saturday, so like the last half of my week was just like preparing and stuff like that. And let me tell you guys, like, if you guys are throwing a party and like need decorations and stuff, first off, go to Amazon. Amazon literally has everything. We were able to find like a bunch of awesome Sailor Moon decorations for like 20 bucks. It was like perfect. And so we got those. And then, like, all of our tablecloths and, like, plates and cutlery and stuff like that, we just got from Dollar Tree. Like, Dollar Tree has a huge party, like, at least one of the ones out here has a huge party section. And so, like, our decorations, like, I think our decorations in total only cost, like, 40 bucks of the party. Like, the total amount that we spent on the party. So, like, that was pretty exciting. So, yeah, and what was it? So I filmed on Wednesday. I think Wednesday was the day that we were supposed to like get ready, or we were supposed to get the remainder of the decorations. So we're sitting on the couch, and mind you, Wednesday was a beautiful day. Like, it was like in the 50s, which I know most people are like, oh my god, that's so cold. But trust me, when you live in New York in the winter, 50 degrees is warm. So, yeah, we had a 50-degree day, and I was like, oh man, this is so nice. I love it. Like, oh my God, this good weather. And then the wind kicked up, and then we got a snowstorm, and the temperature like plummeted down to like the 30s. Yeah, I was like, man, what's going on here? Like, Mother Nature, get your act together. It's spring. Like, first day of spring has come. So we're supposed to be in spring. We're not supposed to be dealing with warm weather and then a snowstorm. Like, come on. That's just rude. so yeah, so that happened just as we were supposed to be like going out to the store and stuff like that. And like, I had hit like my social point. Like, I am one of those people, like, I can be a social person, but I have a battery that runs out. And so after the day at school and everything like that, I was like, okay, my battery is run out. And my fiance's like, it's okay, I'll just go get the stuff by myself, and then you just stay home with the baby. I'm like, okay, I can do that. So he was about to gear up to leave, and then that snow hit, and I was like, what the heck? It was ridiculous. Like, just like instant whiteouts and everything like that. I was like, come on. And then, your brain just kind of like goes forward and is like, oh no, now what's going to happen? Like, are we going to end up in like weather advisory? And like, is this going to continue on to Saturday? Is it going to ruin her birthday party? All that fun stuff. So, yeah. So, thankfully the snow literally only lasted like an hour and a half or something like that. So my fiance like waited out the weather, and then he went out and got the stuff, and then got home, and I was smart. I preemptively packed everything up. I had it ready to go, so that way on Saturday morning we could just load up the car and walk out the door. Only thing we had to load up was like her diaper bag and stuff like that. So yeah, we got the remainder of the stuff we needed on Thursday, so it was like, okay, perfect. And then we also ordered the cake on Thursday, because we think, what was it? We got a half sheet of cake, I think it was. Because like we were expecting a lot of people. Like, a lot of people did come to the party. It's not as we were expecting. Oops. A lot of people did come to this party. We invited, like, including like families and kids and everybody all together. It was like close to 50 people, and almost all of them came. We had a couple of like last minute drops, and so like we're like, oh well, that's unfortunate, but I mean it's understandable, because like one person was sick, and oh my God, the poor girl. I saw her on Friday, and like she's one of my friends, and I go to like we go to college together. We used to work together. I actually convinced her to go back to school, because I made her jealous with everything I was telling her. I was like, why don't you just go back to school? And she's like, you know what, I should. I'm like, yeah, you should. So, yeah, she's been doing it, and she's been having just as good of a time as I have, so I did good. But, yeah, I, like, on our Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes, like, we get out of class at the same time, so, like, I wait for her, and our classrooms are literally right next to each other, so, like, we usually wait for each other and then walk out of the building together and just chat, and then, so, yeah, on Friday, she was like, man, I'm not feeling good, like, she was wearing a mask and everything, like, that's how bad she was feeling. And I'm like, and she's like, I'm gonna play it by ear, but there's a chance I'm not coming tomorrow. And I'm like, honestly, it's okay. Like, don't feel bad. Like, I understand completely. Like, we don't want to get people sick, and there were definitely a lot of kids there. And yeah, like I'm definitely not upset with her for missing the birthday and everything like that. And because I know she had a legit excuse, like she had a legit reason. She did look pretty rough. So I was like, it's all good, girl. You're fine. I promise. I completely understand. I probably would do the same thing if I was in similar shoes. So yeah, she wasn't able to come because she wasn't feeling good, and then one of my fiance's friends wasn't able to come because he decided to do a vacation down to DC, and I think he actually went down to Virginia too, maybe. But yeah, he was like, you know what, I'm gonna take a vacation for me, and just like left. Didn't have a plan or anything like that, and just did what he wanted to do, and it was, yeah, he had like one concert planned, and then the rest was like, okay, whatever I feel like doing on this day. I'm like, he literally went to an area, Googled something, and then went from there. It's like, man, I wish I could do that when I was like going on vacation. Like, man, just make it up as you go, but it's impossible. It's hard sometimes. Fresh putty plus 80s. Yay. Okay. So yeah, that was Thursday, or yeah, it's Thursday, a little bit, with a little bit talking to the party, I realized I started talking, and like I had meant to mention this earlier before I actually started into my stories of the week, but I decided to do a leap just because, you know, I'm just interested to see what's going to happen here. But I actually started a Patreon. If anybody is interested, I will definitely post the link down below. It's very new, and I'm like gonna get the hang of it. As I say, very new, I mean like it literally got published yesterday, new, and today's Tuesday. Yeah, so I'm actually filming it the day before instead of the day of. I'm really proud of myself for that. I actually had energy to do this tonight. But yeah, I started a Patreon, so there's like 3 tiers to it. First tier is shout out at the end of my videos, as you know most creators do. Second tier is you'll get behind the scenes stuff, which also includes like videos of like my family and stuff like that, and I'd be happy to include that kind of stuff. And then the top tier, I figured it'd be fun to throw my writing in, because you know, like I'm an English major, I'm a creative writing English major, like I'm on the creative writing track. So I thought it would be fun to offer up like short stories and poems to my Patreons. Hopefully people will find that interesting and stuff like that. And I still, like, I have a couple of samples that I will post, but what I figure I can do is, like, you can literally, like, I decide once every 2 months right now, because I'm not sure, like, I wanted to make sure, like, if I did get a lot of people suddenly, I was going to not overwhelm myself with work. So I say, like, once every 2 months, you guys can send me a writing prompt. And if, like, it can be something as simple as, like, a word. Like, you can say, like, oh, I want you to write about coffee. Okay, I'll write something about coffee. It can either be a short story or a poem. It could be, well, I guess, genres, I mean, if it's something I'm not used to writing, I'll do research. Like, I feel like it's a good way to, like, make me branch out, you know, and write about things that I probably wouldn't normally write. But anyways, yeah, you can do something as simple as just like a word, or like a phrase, or just like a little scene that you want to see like acted, like you want to see written out, you know, just stuff like that. I figured that would be fun and a way to continue, like, because the one thing about writers is that we need encouragement to sit down and write. And so I feel like this would be great encouragement for me to, like, sit down and, like, do the thing I love, even though, like, I mean, I have so many things in my mind. I have a book I actually do want to write and publish. Like, I would love to publish a book of poetry someday, especially as my poetry grows stronger, because, like, when I first started, like, I didn't feel like I was the best poet, but I walked out of my poetry workshop class with an A, so apparently I am doing something right. But yeah. Anyways, I would offer that up to my top tier members if that's something they would like, or if like people aren't into like reading or anything like that. Another thing I can do is like I'm a cross stitcher as well, so I could do like small little cross stitch projects. Like I can make little bookmarks or just like little ornaments or something like that. I do have a bunch of patterns, like I have a lot of nerdy patterns mostly, but like it's not that hard to find other patterns, and like patterns are pretty cheap, or I could even just like make it up as I go. Like I could do that too. But I know like I have all like sprites of all the Pokemon, the like from Gen 1 to like not the most recent gen, but like I think the one right before it. So like I have a bunch of fun stuff. Like I have a bunch of cool stuff that I could easily do. But yeah, I'm still playing around with stuff. Like I said, it's really going to be dependent on if people are interested and what people tell me they would be interested in. Mostly because I want to be able to, you know, I'm not working right now, so I figure this is a good way to try and support my diamond painting habit. Because, you know, I said I was on a no-buy in one video, and Stealthy Crafter, man, she called me out so fast. Like, girl, called me out so fast. But it's okay, she's one of my good friends, so she's allowed to. Oh my god, me and her, oh, she's been making me laugh a lot this week. Especially in regards to, like, we're so bad at enabling each other. Like, so bad. Like, we'll message each other and send pictures of, like, pens and stuff like that. And, like, oh, look what's dropping in this shop this week. Oh my god, have you seen this? And stuff like that. And she told me that her husband actually said he feels like we're conspiring against him. Like, it's so bad we're enabling each other right now. But it's hilarious. Like, yeah, she's definitely, like, turned into one of my closest friends, especially through this community. Oh my gosh. But yeah, like, it's just funny. So she commented on my video, or yeah, she commented on my video, like I think it was the Enablers Outpost Spotlight video, and she was like, "Oh yeah, they're dropping that rainbow pastel pen you were talking about again this week." I'm like, "Yeah, I know," and I had already committed myself to the Butterfly Effect Wearers pen, so I didn't go for the rainbow pastel one this time. This time being the keyword. We'll see what happens next. I have no self-control. This is getting bad. I look at my fiance, I'm like, I think I'm turning into a shopaholic. He's like, well, at least for the most part, you're window shopping. I'm like, I guess. But of course, now here we are again, like, DAC freaking messing with me, being like, oh, look, here's this perfect painting. It would be perfect for one of your friends who loves this character. And it's like, damn you, DAC. So, yeah. Anyways, moral of the story, I started a Patreon. If you're interested, I will throw it down below. And yeah, hopefully some people will find it interesting. But, you know, it's okay. Like, once again, it's not, I mean, words are hard today. I don't expect anybody to, like, jump over there and sub to me or anything like that. Like, I don't expect anything like that. I just figured it would be a good way to earn some more income, possibly, if people are interested. If not, well, my feelings won't be hurt, so. But, hey. Struggle bus, apparently. But yeah, tier 1, like, I had to think of fun names, too, for them. I was like, okay, tier 1, it's gonna be the Dragonling tier. Tier 2 is gonna be Dragon. Tier 3, Dragon Horde, you know. I got clever with it. And yeah, I, like, ran stuff by my fiance and stuff. I was like, well, how's this sound? I'm pretty sure he got annoyed with me, but not really, because he's, like, extra, like, he's crazy supportive. But yeah, okay, so I talked about Thursday. Friday, I don't think really much happened. I think, like, Friday was basically the day where it's like, okay, the anxiety is setting in. I am throwing a party tomorrow for 50 people for my daughter's first birthday, which is actually on Thursday this week. So yeah, she had her party before her birthday because all the lodges in this area were booked up every other weekend. So I was like, okay, well, you're gonna have a birthday party on April Fool's, and I'm gonna tell people it's really not a joke. I just realized I got through that whole party without getting April Fooled. And my brother was there. I guess he was too distracted by Denise. That's what he calls her, Denise. So yeah. Yeah, and, like, the food total actually didn't turn out. So yeah, my sister-in-law did all the cooking for it, and, like, I was surprised at how cheap she was able to find everything. So, like, we got pulled pork to feed 50 people, and it was, like, just around, like, $130. So, like, that was pretty good. And yeah, it's like pulled pork, mac and cheese, and fruit, and all that stuff. And, you know, fruit's expensive because, you know, in the US it's expensive to eat healthy, which is why I'm gaining weight like crazy. Actually, I think my body's just, like, starting to do its thing. Like, it's like I'm finally done with every aspect of pregnancy and everything like that, because my daughter's drinking cow's milk now. So it's like I think my body's just finally catching up, being like, oh yeah, by the way, you're gonna have all these calories on you now because you're used to eating for breast or for feeding. So yeah, here you go, have fun. Yeah. So yeah, Friday was mostly, like, just sitting. Make sure I'm still in focus here because I just moved all over the place. Okay, yeah, we're good. Oh, I got a lot of wiggle room here. Okay. But yeah, Friday was mostly just, like, a day filled of anxiety for the party the next day. Like, we're like, yeah, okay, a lot going on, everything like that. Yeah. just brain whoops for a second there. And then yeah, Saturday was the actual party. So we got at the venue at like noon. Like we had planned to get there 11:30, but then we realized we needed more tablecloths, and then my fiance had to pick up the cake. So he ran out to do that, and then was like, okay, well now here we are. We're gonna be late, and we had other people gonna show up on early to help us set up and everything like that. And so my fiance's like, oh, so should I just like go to the venue and wait there for people and let them in first and then come get you guys, or what should I do? And so I texted my friends and I was like, hey, just looking for like a time frame, and was like, are you guys on your way there yet? And then she was like, no, my husband's in the bathroom and we haven't left yet. I'm like, okay, cool, works out perfectly for me, because then we can get us there. And so I was like, okay, and I told her, I'm like, hey, don't rush, we are running late anyways, so it works out. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. So I told my fiance, I'm like, okay, come back here and get us first, and then we'll all go together. And then so we got there, and like we started getting things set up and everything like that, and then my friends showed up to help us set up the rest of the way. And my cousin, so my best friend's married to my cousin, and so yeah, he was, and they're also the godparents to my daughter. They were the ones who came, and he was like, he doesn't like waking up before 2, so he's like, it's too early for this. I'm like, well, too bad, you're dealing with it. I'm like, it's for Sydney. He's like, and he just like grumbled and continued on. But yeah, we got things all set up. The venue looked absolutely amazing. Like the decorations I got worked out really well. It was, like I said, it was all Sailor Moon themed, and then Sydney, we got a cute little party dress for her. Also, like, we found a Sailor Moon dress. Like, apparently there's this like Chinese company who does like all the princesses and stuff like that. And like they happened to have Sailor Moon in there too, which was like really random. It's like, oh, all these Disney princesses, and then Sailor Moon. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. So I'm gonna stick myself. Okay, probably should have done the blue first, huh? So yeah, we got everything all nice and set up, and then my brother and my sister-in-law showed up with the food. And so, like, we got that all laid out, and, like, the venue was, like, laid out perfectly. Oh, apparently I did not have the plastic up. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to be such a hot mess, so hopefully nobody's, like, paying attention to what I'm actually doing here, because it's just bad. Okay, let's move this over here, and then there. Let's try that. Okay. So, yeah, the place was actually laid out really perfectly for the party and stuff like that, because like we had a buffet in the kitchen area, because like there's like a whole kitchen in there, and then there was a playground not too far away too, so like all the kids were able to go play on the playground. We brought we brought a couple of games of Uno, and like Monopoly. There's like a Monopoly card game, and it's actually really fun. We brought it more for adults than kids, though, because, you know, the kids wouldn't understand it as well, because it's essentially a game of Monopoly, but cards instead of flipping tables and game boards. Because every Monopoly game has to end that way, right? So yeah, we brought stuff like that. It's really funny because so my friends Evan and Heidi, they have 2 twins who are 2 months older than Sydney, and then they have a daughter who's about the same age as Drake, my youngest. And so, like, they were at the party, of course, and then their daughter kept coming up to me and, like, so cute, Sydney's mom. That's what she called me. Sydney's mom. Is like, girl, I've known you longer than Sydney's been in my life. Like, come on. But anyways, it's the kids. I mean, I haven't hung out with her a lot, so it makes sense. But she was like, will you play something with? Or she's like, I'm kind of bored. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I was like, well, I'm pretty sure the boys are over at the playground and stuff. Maybe if you ask your mom and dad, they'll take you over there. And she's like, no, they already told me I can't go over there because it's too mushy. I see you craters. And I was like, oh, okay. Wait, yeah, there you are. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, there's some card games over on the table there. Like, we brought some Uno games. You can, come here. There we go. You can play with those, or play a game with somebody. And so, like, she went over and grabbed, like, we had Uno Mod with us. And then she came over and she's like, will you play this with me? And, like, at the time I was still, like, finishing up my dinner or my lunch and stuff like that. And it had been the first time I'd eaten all day. So I was like, well, I'm going to finish eating here. But here, what you can do, go over to your dad and tell him that I said he has to play this with you. And she gets this, like, devious grin on her face and ran over. The death glare I got from him was so funny and so worth it. He glared at me. He even flicked me off. I sent back the heart. Like, it was funny. And so, like, I'm sitting there and, cause I was talking to our neighbors because we invited them as well because we're really close with our neighbors now. Like, the boys and the girls, they play together so nicely. So I was talking with the neighbor and and stuff like that. And then when I finished eating, Laura came back over to me and she goes, Sydney's mom? And I was like, what's up? And she's like, Dad says now you have to come play with us. I'm like, damn it. And I just, like, looked at Evan. He just, like, looked at me and like the heart. And I'm like, oh, he's such a jerk. This is why we're friends. So yeah, I went over and I played a game with them, and then I won. And then I ran off before I got stuck into another game, but I had to do party stuff anyways, because I think by that point my fiance had been watching Sydney for, like, a good amount of time, so, like, we kind of just, like, traded off keeping an eye on her. Well, everybody kind of traded off keeping an eye on her. Her and the twins are kind of just, like, roaming free in the room there, and they were just having a blast. I actually got the cutest picture. We brought a bunch of toys for them and stuff like that, and my sister-in-law grabbed a blanket out of her car and, like, we just let them sit on the blanket and, you know, play with toys together, and it was just so sweet. And yeah, I took the picture and I posted it, and I was like, besties for life, like, because that's what they are. That's what they're probably gonna be, because, you know, they're the same age, so they're gonna spend a lot of time together. But yeah. And then, man, my girl is spoiled. Like, I took a picture of all the stuff we got afterwards, and, like, yeah, we had a huge stack of clothes. She got a bunch of toys. She got some bath toys, which they have some cool bath toys nowadays. Like, one of my friends found these foam, like, letters and numbers, and, like, when they get wet, you can stick them to the side of the wall of the tub. And for Sydney, who likes doing stuff like that, like, I think she's gonna have a blast with those. Like, I can't wait to give her. I probably should do that within the next couple days. Excuse me. But yeah, I can't wait to give her a bath and, like, see how she does with them, because I can see it now. I'll, like, stick it to the wall, and then she'll, like, stare at it quizzically because she does that, and then she'll, like, take it off the wall and then stick it to the wall, and then she'll find amusement with it that way. Because, you know, she's pretty good. She's good at playing, and she likes studying things, too, to figure out how they work. So, yeah, that was so we got a bunch of stuff, like, and, man, people definitely came forward. So, one of the biggest things that we needed were PJs, because, like, everything we had was, like, up to 6 months, and then, like, for some reason, like, 9 and 12 months, we didn't have, like, a lot of PJs. Like, we got a bunch of hand-me-downs from other people, too, and it's like, wait, we don't have any PJs for her right now. Like, we have, like, once she can't wear her 6 to 9s anymore, because she can still just fit into those. But once she's not in those anymore, we're going to lose, like, half of the PJs we have for her. And so we're like, okay, things we need are pants and PJs. And, man, people came forward. We got a bunch of PJs. A bunch. And some really cute ones, too. I almost posted it to the Mermaids and Magic Facebook group because we got this really cute mermaid one, but I wasn't sure if the post would get taken down or not. But, yeah. So yeah, she's got cute mermaid ones. She's got a lot of springtime stuff, which is nice because it's like, man, I am so ready for spring. I'm ready for this cold to go away. Yeah, I'm just over it. Yeah, so that was basically our entire day on Saturday. We basically got home, let Sydney play with her new stuff, and then honestly, we put her to bed and we kind of just like lounged the rest of the night because we were just so worn out. I think I did like a couple sections of diamond painting, or maybe I only did one. Hi, Alan. It's a neighbor's dog, Alan. I'm sure you probably heard that. And that. Yeah, so I think I only got a couple sections done on her journey. I'm almost done with that one. I'm pretty excited. I'm definitely going to finish that this week. And then Sunday, we literally just sat on our butts and did nothing. Like, it was the first day in a while we could just sit and relax. And we didn't get the boys back on Sunday because this week is one of their school break weeks. So their schedule was a little different this week, which I'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, we didn't have the boys, and we put Sydney to bed. And, you know, girl was so tired after her party. She napped so long on Sunday, and she went to bed so early and everything like that. But yeah, so, so yeah, Sunday was literally a do nothing day. Like, I literally did half of what I had left of her journey. Like, I did a lot. I just sat around and I diamond painted and I watched videos, and then we watched We're working through Ink Master. Even though we've already seen all the seasons and stuff like that, I wanted to go back through and rewatch it because the last season had a bunch of like returning artists on it, and I was like, I don't remember anything from your seasons, so I'm gonna go back and watch this because I want to. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Ooh. That one was really full. Ooh, come here. No, come here. Thank you. So yeah, just sat around, did nothing, caught up on YouTube videos because I do listen and watch a lot of creators. I don't remember what day I filmed. Because I did my Diamond Art Club comparison of an older kit versus a newer kit, and I don't remember what day I did that. But I think that one was really fun, and I hope to do that one's gotten a lot of views on it, and a handful of likes. Oh god, that was bad. Oh no, oh no. Okay, there we go. We're good. I fixed it. I'll fix it more as more drills around them get placed. Yeah, I won't worry the rest about that for now. Yeah, that was a fun video to do because I was like, man, I don't think really, I haven't seen that posted anywhere else. Of course, I could be wrong, but you know, I feel like it was like it was definitely a fun thing to do because it's like, man, I have all these kits from like 2001, 2002, and everything like that, and well, no, 2001. Yeah, I don't think I bought anything in 2002 because that was when I was dealing with pregnancy and everything like that, which that should have been the time I was buying stuff because then, you know, I had a job at that point. But no, I didn't. I muted everything and didn't pay attention to any Diamond Art Club posts and didn't pay attention to Instagram because my life was just focused on small child that I was growing. So yeah, I totally forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, so yeah, I've had a bunch of kits around that I haven't unboxed, and I was like, man, this would be such a smart thing to do. So I'm gonna do it. And now I want to get a new Craftably kit. Actually, I really want to, I want to get 2 kits right now because, they do have some of the tubes still available at Craftably, and I never got the purple tubes. I have I have white tubes. I don't have purple tubes. So I was like, man, it'd be so cool to do, the comparison of the white tubes versus the purple tubes versus their newest stuff. And then also, I have old DIY moonshot paintings back before they were even using boxes. So I figured that would be kind of fun to do as well. But alas, I need to get the funds before I can purchase paintings, especially from DIY Moon Shop, because they are a little bit pricey. But, I mean, their paintings are good. I have no complaints about the one that I did, minus the symbol clarity. But, yeah. I don't know. I would buy it again, especially since they have a bunch of the Sailor Moon stuff out now. They just, although those are only out for a limited run, I'm probably going to miss out on them. Speaking of Sailor Moon paintings, oh my gosh, I found, like, somebody posted, like, because I'm in a Sailor Moon group on Facebook, and somebody posted the art that is with the Sailor Mercury that DAC dropped a couple weeks ago, and I saw the Sailor Mars one, and Mars is my favorite Sailor Scout, and man, I can't, the day they dropped that one, like, it doesn't matter, it's like, even if I have to, like, I don't know where I'm going with that, but I'm getting that one, hands down, like, sorry honey, you can't stop me, which I don't think he would anyways. Like I said, he's very supportive. He's very supportive as long as I'm still able to pay my bills, which I am, so it's all good. Okay, so Sunday, didn't really do much. These are turning out horribly unstraightened. There we go. Yeah, basically just, oh goddamn, got ready for school on Monday. Like, I don't know, once Monday hit, since I, like, lost half of my weekend, like, not that it was a bad thing. It wasn't a bad thing, but just the fact that I didn't really get to relax for a day of my weekend, I was just, like, so tired on Monday. Like, I think I zoned out completely in class. Like, I was just so gone. I was also really tired too, because, oh yeah, Sunday night my fiance went to go see the new D&D movie, and I stayed home with the baby. Yeah, basically, like, him and his group of guy friends all went out to the movie together, and it was really good, because they haven't done something like that in a while. So I got to sit home and just, like, have the house to myself. I watched Kissing Booth, I diamond painted, I just had a total girl night while he was out having a boy night. I mean, eventually I will plan on seeing the D&D movie, but I can't really do movie theaters anymore. The last couple times I've gone to a movie theater, I've come out with such a pounding headache that it's just not worth it anymore for me. So I just wait till things are, like, out of theaters and coming to streaming services and everything like that. Yeah. So yeah, he did that on Sunday, so he didn't get home until really late, because he went to, like, the 10:15 showing or something like that, which that worked out nicely for them, because he said it was just them and, like, two other groups in the theater. Like, they had basically the whole theater to themselves. So, so yeah, I stayed up until he got home, because, you know, I don't sleep well without him, I won't lie. And, I wanted to make sure he got home safely and everything like that. So, about, I want to say, like, 12:30ish, I, like, came upstairs, I gave Sydney her midnight bottle, and then I lay down in bed and just, like, did some reading for homework and stuff like that, because I'm not allowed to read for fun right now. I have too much homework to worry about to read for fun, which kind of sucks, because, like, I'm in the middle of Stephen King's fairy tale, and my mother-in-law kind of let me borrow it, and I feel bad because she let me borrow it before she read it, because she's like, oh, you'll have time to read this during spring break, or during your winter break, and I didn't read it over the winter break, because the winter break's only, like, 3 weeks long anyways, and I didn't have the, like, energy to read at that point. So yeah, I still have that. It's, like, I'm a decent way in now, but I need to finish it. It is a good book, though, I will say that much. Hey. I've always wanted to read some of Stephen King's stuff, but I'm not really big into the horror genre in movies and TV or any of it. So I was like, okay, I'm, like, curious, because I've heard he's such a great writer, but, you know, I don't read the kind of stuff that he writes. And then when they were talking, like, when Fairy Tale came out, I'm like, oh, heck yes, that's my genre of reading, plus Stephen King's writing, so I can figure this out. And, like, a good portion of the book is just basically the setup for the premise of it, and I'm not even mad about it. Like, Usually the world building is like, okay, it gets tedious, like, okay, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's get there, like, okay, reveal the thing already. But honestly, I'm not mad. Like, he did a fantastic job with setting the story up. And like, I just got to the part where like things are really going to start taking off now, which, you know, kind of sucks for not being able to read it, because what we were doing is we would set aside some time every night before bed, and my fiance and I would come upstairs and we would just read for a little bit. He's reading the Mistborn trilogy right now, by Brandon Sanderson, and then I was working on Fairy Tale. And I have a bunch of other books to read in my to be read. It's going to be a summer thing. I'm going to read more during the summer. I'm going to make sure I read more during the summer. Yeah, so... Oh yeah, so I was like, how did we get on this tangent? It's funny how this happens. But, yeah, so while I was waiting for him to get home, I brought my school, like, when, like, like I said, in my last WIP and chat, we were reading Angels in America. And we actually were, like, we finished, it's a 3-act play, so we read, we were supposed to read the 3rd act for Monday. Well, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to read the 2nd act for Friday, so I ended up reading both acts for Monday. So, well, I read Act 2 on Saturday, or Sunday night, when I was waiting for my fiance to get home. And then I read the 3rd act in the morning right before class. I wouldn't say right before class, because I got up pretty early, and I just kind of powered through it, and it doesn't take long because it's a play. Plays are very short to read. So yeah, so I finished that play and I was ready to go for class, and then yeah, that was basically my Sunday. I really didn't do much because I didn't want to do much, and I mean, it's understandable why I didn't do much. Like, I was just so tired. Socializing, like, I had all my friends there, had all my family there, and yeah, the worry of the drama starting up, or certain drama starting up, but certain drama didn't start up, so yay. And then I realized after the party my cousin didn't come, one of my cousins, and I was like, wait a minute. Like, we were driving home, I'm like, wait a minute, Wes and Sabrina never came. So I had to harass my aunt and be like, where was your son? So, that was pretty funny. Yeah, so, yeah, so Monday, let's see. Oh my god, Monday. It was mid-60s here on Monday, and as I said earlier, I know that doesn't sound very warm to other people, but oh my lord, it was beautiful here. Oh my gosh, like, I feel like in places like New York where we live, like, I feel like places like that who experience like 6 months of winter, I feel like that first day of spring, like that first day where it's really nice and warm and comfy, like you can actually like enjoy the outside weather, I feel like everything should just like, it should be just be required that it's like a holiday like Christmas and everything just shuts down. Like, for real, because it should be illegal to be stuck inside on the first nice day of the year. And unfortunately I was stuck inside because I had class. But yeah, it's just like, I went to class, I was walking outside with my sleeves pulled up. It was just so nice, and it was so warm, and the sun was shining, and I was like, oh, heck yes, this is what I've been needing. Oh man, I've been so ready for spring. But of course, I had it was the day, one of my longer days. I had my first class, which is my American drama class, which we're talking about that play I was talking about a moment ago. And then I come home from school after that class, and then I have to get on my computer and sit through a Zoom lecture for Viking literature. And my teacher even like jumped down there, and he was like, guys, I am sorry for making you stay inside on this nice day. And we're like, yeah, you better be sorry, dude. But yeah, so the class was very short too. He didn't like keep us longer than an hour, which was pretty nice because usually we're there for an hour, but no, like, I think, because class starts at like 3:35, and we were done by like 4:15. Like, he's like, okay, that's all we have to talk about. You guys enjoy your day. We're like, wait, what? At least I was like, wait, what? So I was like, okay, cool. Logged off, and like, I didn't really get to enjoy the weather much after that. Because it was like, after that, it was like, okay, dinner, and then Sydney in bed, and then by the time that's all done, it's like, okay, well, now it's 6:30, 7 o'clock, and I want to sit and relax. Oh, yeah, and then my fiance had to go to the store yesterday, too, because, yeah, it's funny how it happened. Like, we thought we were good on baby food, but apparently not. Like, we ran out of her oatmeal. We ran out of her jarred food, because we get, it's like granola. Like, there's some with like granola, so like there's like an apple, cinnamon, granola, and yogurt, which tastes like apple pie. Yes, I did taste it myself because I was curious. I'm like, man, this sounds good. It has to taste good. Yes, it tasted good. And then, yeah, we also get like this, it's like banana and cinnamon and oats and stuff. It's more textured baby food and stuff like that. And we're kind of like, we're slowly working her into pastas and stuff, but she only has 2 teeth, so it's like hard for her to chew stuff still. But she's getting there. She's getting there pretty good. She's doing a good job. She's actually a little stinker. Like, my child, she keeps doing this thing where she's like, we're trying to get her to learn something new. She did it with crawling, and now she did it with eating. And she like acts like for so long that she doesn't know how to do it, so we continue doing stuff for her. And then one day she just decides, you know what, I'm ready now, and just does it. And she just did that. She did that to us. So we give her those puffs. Right now she's working on banana ones, but the vanilla ones are her favorite. We have some apple cinnamon ones, and she actually just got some, it was like apple and strawberry ones for her birthday. Her Aunt Casey got those for her. I'm excited to give those to her, but the banana ones are almost done, so we can give those to her next. But yeah, yeah, so we give her puffs, and what she would do before is she would take the puff in her hand, like she'd get one in each hand, and then she would hand one to either me or her father, who sit on either side of her at the table, and then she would hand it to us so we could put it in her mouth for her, because she was still not quite grasping the fact that I can't just put it in my fist and then shove my fist in my mouth. She couldn't figure out why that wasn't working. But now, you know, just out of nowhere, she was just like eating them like a champ. Like, she's sitting there just chomping, like pulling them, put them in her mouth, no problems. And I'm like, are you freaking serious right now? Like, how long have you known that you can do this? Because she didn't do it. Oh my god, I didn't tell you guys about the cake on her birthday. Oh my goodness. So we got her own special little cupcake. I know, sidebar, but this is adorable. I know a lot of people like the cake stories. So we sang happy birthday to her, which, you know, she's kind of like just staring around the room like, what is going on? Why are you people saying, like, why is everybody doing this? And then once we finished, like, we had a candle, my fiance and I blew it out for her. And then we let her go for her cupcake. Like, we took the wrapper off and everything and just set it on her because we brought her high chair with us to the party, or to the venue, so she had something to sit in. So we put it in front of her, and we're like, okay, go ahead, do your thing. And she kind of like just stared at it at first, and then she started like swirling her fingers in the frosting a bit. And then she finally like started grabbing at the frosting, and then realized the frosting was stuck to her, and she kept going like this. It was pretty funny. So yeah, she was like trying to figure it out and everything like that, and she just kept like swirling stuff around instead of like putting it like. And then we grabbed some frosting, we put it in her mouth, and we like showed her like, hey, you can eat this. And then she like, you know, her eyes perked up because, you know, cake is delicious. And so like she started like running her finger through frosting and like sticking it in her mouth and stuff like that. And then she like, so yeah, and then we went to like I ended up just like breaking off pieces of the cupcake and just giving them to her and everything like that. And then we're like, okay, well, I think you're done now, because she ate like half the cupcake, and we're like, well, probably shouldn't give you too much sugar. Might not be the best idea. And so yeah, I went to grab the cupcake, and then she gave me this death glare. I'm like, oh, okay, sorry. And so I set it back, and then she picked it up and then set it back in my hand, frosting down. I was like, oh, thanks, sweetie. So yeah, that's the cake story. Mommy ended up with a handful of cake and frosting. That's my girl. Because she treated it like the Puffs. Like, oh, I put this in your hand and you feed me. Like, no. And then I walked away with it. And then I threatened to shove it in my brother's face, but I didn't actually do that because I actually like living. I'm pretty sure my brother would unalive me if I shoved that in his face. So yeah, there's the cake story. Okay, so back to, so Sydney is able to feed herself now, which should be interesting tomorrow when we have some more cake, because one of my friends who wasn't able to make it to the birthday party is coming over tomorrow to spend some time with us, since she missed the party. The heck? Oh, that was weird. For some reason my house was shaking for a second. That was really weird. Okay, anyways. Where are we at? 50? Oh, geez. So yeah, she started doing that. So, while my fiance had to run to the store to get food for her and everything like that, we were like, okay, I'm just going to push through until I'm done with this section, guys. So, we're going to get a little bit longer of a WIP and chat today. So yeah, my fiance went to the store, got her oatmeal and stuff like that she needed, and all was good, and yeah. So yeah, that was good. And then now we're told to today. I know today was kind of funny because my teacher was not feeling well. She's like, you guys are still expected to be in class because you're meeting with your groups to set up your presentations for Thursday, but I won't be there, but if you need me by Zoom, I'll be here by Zoom. I was like, okay, cool. So I walk into the room, and I mean, most of us did show up, but there was like 3 people missing. One of the girls was in our group, and she was like, oh, sorry, I was out of town over the weekend, and I like literally am driving back now. I thought I was going to get here in time, but I'm not going to make it in time. And we're like, oh, it's all good. We'll discuss what we're going to do anyways, because I'm not going to be in class on Thursday, and that's the day we're presenting. And I told when my teacher was like, gave us the assignment, I looked at the date of the presentations, and I'm like, that's my daughter's first birthday. And she kind of like looked at me, and she goes, oh. And then she like looked at my group members. She's like, okay, how do we work this out? And they're like, well, just do more of the work before the presentation, and then we'll do the presentation. I'm like, sounds good, perfect, I'll do that. So yeah, today we looked it over, and basically we're looking at literary magazines that people are able to submit to publish. And basically it's supposed to be like getting an idea of what's out there and like their processes and stuff like that, which is interesting, and like what kind of stuff they use, or what kind of stuff they showcase and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, we're looking through the stuff. I'm like, well, I can do all the factual stuff, because like the first part of the presentation is like basically giving like a brief history of the magazine itself. So I was like, I can just do all of that. And then the second part of it sounded more opinionated, and like, I mean, like me and one of my group members, we're both in our 30s, and then our other group members in our 20s. So like, we're obviously going to have completely different opinions on things, because like me and him have been through more things in life than she has. And that's been kind of proven in our writings and stuff like that, because this is all a nonfiction course, so everything we write is true about ourselves. So yeah, we're like, okay, so we're gonna have different opinions on this, but maybe that's what we can turn our presentation into. So we picked like 3 short stories that we're gonna read from the magazine, and then we're each gonna give our opinions on it. And like, I'm basically gonna set everything, like I'm gonna set up the PowerPoint and everything, and then I'm going to do my opinions and stuff like that, and they're just going to do all the presenting, which I'll make sure they have enough information from me to be able to do that, at least my opinion piece of it. So yeah, that'll be so that's what I'll be working on tomorrow. I've basically locked in tomorrow to be consistent work on this presentation. Ooh, crap. So yeah. But I'm really glad that my classmates were just like so willing and able. It's like, yeah, like they're like, oh no, we completely understand. Actually, it was really funny too, because two of the classmates I have in this class, I'm also in my Viking Lit class, which I know I've said it's on a Zoom meeting. It's on a Zoom meeting where you're required to have camera on, and that Zoom meeting happens to be at the time my kids get home from school usually. So sometimes on Mondays, like at 4 o'clock, while I'm sitting in this class, there's chaos behind me because my boys come in, and then my fiance gets them all situated, like does the, okay, do you have any papers to show me? Do you have any homework? Blah, 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 you know, just all the after school stuff. And then also there's times when I have Sydney in my lap too while my fiance is dealing with this, and like they both were like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I just watch your camera. I just started laughing. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, and like one of them was like, yeah, your daughter was doing something. I'm not sure entirely what she was doing, but I was like so fascinated by it. And I was like, was it one of the times that she was grabbing for my microphone? Because like I wear my headset, and the microphone has like, because I mute it on the microphone itself. So I like that you push a button on it and it mutes, and it has a little red ring around it to let you know it's muted. And every time she sees that, she smiles and starts grabbing for it because she's a butthead. But yeah, that was pretty. So I was told today that my backgrounds are pretty entertaining when it comes to that class. Apparently apparently people like to stare at my chaos in my background. But hey, at least it works for the class, right? And like at one point, I think one of them was like, yeah, I totally, oops, shoot, did not mean to cut up there. Ah, that's what happens when you have fresh blades. I think I need to get a second knife for up here. Yeah, but one of my classmates was like, even said like, yeah, I completely tuned out to whatever he was talking about because I was too focused on what was going on in your background. So, oh, that was great. Okay, so here we are at the end of the video now. I'm probably doing really long. Well, no, okay. Not too bad. But we finally got our first section complete. We got Supergirl done. I might move over here. I don't know. No matter what side I move on, it's just going to be a lot of blue. So I'll figure it out, whichever side I'm going to do next. I'll probably just do this one next because it's a lot of multi-placing and color blocking. So, yeah, there we go. Yeah. Man, you can really tell through the whiteboard. Those little tricks, but it's okay. I'm not one of those people where my squares have to be perfectly straight, especially on this painting. This is one I'm just doing for fun because I happen to get it, so I'm going to do it. Okay, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed my stories for the week. Yeah, it was definitely a fun week. Yeah, so once again, if you are interested, I will post my link to my Patreon below. Totally up to you. I'm not gonna sit here and harass people and tell you guys you gotta join my Patreon. Like, it's just if you wanna have a couple extra perks. I'm hoping I get people over there just so like, you know, I can start building like a more tighter community, because you can tell like so many people in this community are like so close, and like I kind of want that. Yeah, so like I said, I'll have the link posted below, but once again, don't feel obligated to go there. It's just something fun. And yeah, if you liked this video, make sure you throw me a thumbs up, throw me a comment, let me know how your week is going. Are you guys going for any of the Marvel drops this week? I'm curious to know. Or tomorrow. Or I guess technically it would be today when you guys watch this video, because I will be posting it on Wednesday, the day of the drop. So yeah, let me know. Are you guys are interested in getting any of those? Let me know. And yeah, and if you aren't already, you can go ahead and hit that little subscribe button down there, especially if you've made it to this point in the video. Obviously, I mean, well, not obviously, but you might like it here if you made it this far in this video. So yeah, go ahead and hit that little subscribe button, hit the bell to notify you anytime I put up a video. WIP and chats will generally be on Wednesdays unless something crazy and chaotic happens. And, you know, I post unboxings, small shop hauls. I do have a couple of post reviews probably coming in the next week, hopefully. If I can get the energy to do them, I will try to, I promise. Yeah, and also, if I can manage it, I will love to do more of those comparisons of older kits versus newer kits, see how these companies are doing with their changes. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and I hope you have a great week. Bye.